A guy explained to others that Lin's opponents this time seemed to be from Xiajing Academy too, so they probably know about Lin Moyu's abilities and didn't even dare to fight with him. On the other hand, at Xiajing Academy, worried old Meng asked Bai Shen if Lin is acting extravagantly. Is that fine? Bai Shen asked him, what's not fine about it? He told old Meng that he wants to let the whole world know that he is not to be trifled with. Old Meng expressed his concern that having such a high profile will invite enemies. Bai Shen smiled, saying to old Meng that what they are scared of is them not retaliating. Bai Shen told old Meng that he didn't manage to find evidence of their little tricks the past few times, but if they dare to act this time, he will let them know pain. Hearing that, old Meng asked Bai Shen if this is why he allowed Lin to keep such a high profile. Bai Shen told him that he discussed this with Lin before, because they can't let the past geniuses die for nothing. Bai Shen told him that Lin agreed, and not just him, but that old man on the other side also agreed to let Lin Mohan be the bait and lure out all the venomous snakes. Hearing this, old Meng praised them, saying one is a mysterious necromancer, and the other one is an evolved job that is a holy blade dancer. They're indeed qualified. They are also siblings. This kind of talent is really making people envious. Bai Shen agreed with him, saying the greater the talent, the bigger the fish. He told old Meng not to worry, saying he won't let anything happen to both of them. Well, old Meng was not worried. Suddenly, his eyes turned red, and with a cold expression, he said, I've not killed for so long. It's time to warm it up a little. On the other hand, at the competition grounds, this was the 4th day of the competition. The whole audience was very excited. Today, Lin's opponent is Tang Jianfei's team. He is a level 29 divine swordsman who was competing with Lin in the individual competition. Tang Jianfei was really happy that he finally met Lin. Seeing that Tang Jianfei is the legendary profession divine swordsman, the audience gets very excited, asking, will he be the one to end Lin Moyu's legend? Yi Yi, worried about Lin, told him to be careful because the opponent has the legendary profession divine swordsman. Lin said, I got it, and moved towards the arena. Lin, while entering the arena, thought this divine swordsman seems to be the evolved form of Feng Shu's profession. Feng Shu was also one of the guys who joined Xiajian Academy with Lin. Lin was the only one who entered the arena from his team. Tang Jianfei, confused, asked him if it's just him. Lin said yes. Hearing that, Tang Jianfei turned around and told all his teammates to fall back too. He was very angry that how dare Lin look down on him. He pulled out his sword, telling Lin that he wanted to fight him one-on-one during the individual competition, but he didn't expect it to happen now. Tang Jianfei released his aura and pointed his sword towards Lin, saying, I've watched your first 2 matches. I have to say, your skeletons are indeed strong, but they have no effect on me. He jumped at Lin, shouting that facing him will be Lin's defeat. The whole audience started shouting because they know that Tang Jianfei is from Shibei's Tang family. They are a family of divine swordsmen and are at the same level as the Feng family. Even within the legendary professions, divine swordsmen are at the top few positions. People were thinking that perhaps he might really defeat Lin Moyu. Seeing Tang Jianfei coming, Lin started summoning his skeleton. Again, the ground got covered by dark green flames, and the skeleton comes to answer his call. Lin, who has a good impression of Tang Jianfei, compliments him, saying, Not bad, you're a man. But Tang Jianfei gets really angry hearing it. He shouted, Who do you think you are, Lin? I won't allow you to evaluate me with that tone. He used his elemental sword body skill. 2 energy rings appeared on his sword, and he jumped to attack Lin. Those energy rings that appeared on Tang Jianfei's sword were called stellar rings. Seeing them, people in the audience were too shocked, because it is said that divine swordsmen get 1 stellar ring at level 10. So for Tang Jianfei to be able to release 2 stellar rings, it means that he has already mastered the 2 strongest skills of the divine swordsman in the early stages. But Lin was unfazed by Tang Jianfei's power. On his command, the electric-type skeleton mage cast the Thunderbolt spell and attacked Tang Jianfei, who was coming to attack. But nothing happened to Tang Jianfei after getting hit by the Thunderbolt spell. He laughed and told Lin that his first skill, Elemental Sword Body, makes him immune to all elemental attacks for 10 minutes. This means that Lin's skeleton mage attacks have no effect on him. He was more energetic, asking Lin if he can survive these 10 minutes. Seeing that it's Elemental Sword Body, the audience thought Lin Moyu's skeleton mages have become useless. They thought it's over for Lin because they don't know how he is going to fight now. Suddenly, a guy asked everyone if they all remember that Lin summoned an Ice Mage skeleton previously. So could it be that he can summon more than one type of skeleton? On the other hand, confident Tang Jianfei released his aura and started running towards Lin, thinking Lin will never last 10 minutes under his sword. But suddenly, he got shocked, seeing something in front. He immediately backed off and dodged the sword strike coming his way. The whole audience was shocked, asking, "What is that?" They all were too surprised to see a skeleton holding a sword. It's a skeleton that can deal physical attacks. With that, everyone is sure that Lin Moyu can summon more than one type of skeleton. Seeing the skeleton warrior, Tang Jianfei got nervous, saying, "As expected, Lin, I can't underestimate you." Tang Jianfei guessed that this is Lin's trump card. Well, he cannot be more mistaken. Confident in himself, he charges at the skeleton warrior, but before he could even take the next step, the skeleton warrior reached him and struck at him using the long sword. Surprised by the skeleton warrior's speed, Tang Jianfei uses his second skill, sword defense. During the skill, it can precisely block all attacks and knock the enemy back. But then both of their swords collide with a solid impact, and both the skeleton warrior and Tang Jianfei get pushed back. Tang Jianfei was surprised to see the skeleton warrior's such powerful strength. He asks, what exactly is this summoned creature? Its speed and strength are both way beyond his. But Tang Jianfei was not going down that easily. He tightly grabbed his sword handle and used his another skill, Berserker Sword. His whole body got covered in a golden aura as his eyes turned yellow. Using this skill for 5 minutes, Tang Jianfei's all attributes increased by 10 times. He again charged at Lin. Seeing that it's Berserker Sword, the whole audience got very excited. Everyone knows that it is one of the unique skills of a divine swordsman. It's more powerful compared to the berserk form of berserkers, and it won't affect the mental state. That is the legendary profession divine swordsman whose fight everyone was expecting to see. Tang Jianfei used another skill, Flying Tiger Strike, and struck at the skeleton warrior with full speed. This skill increases speed so the skeleton warrior was unable to dodge the attack, and it got destroyed. Seeing this, the audience jumped from their seats. People thought that since now the skeleton warrior is suppressed, and the skeleton mage couldn't release any skills, it's over for Lin Moyu this time. They started praising Tang Jianfei, saying divine swordsman is so powerful, as expected of the legendary profession. They thought this time, Lin should have no more moves left. They all were unaware of what is about to happen. Tang Jianfei again charges at Lin, saying he wants to see just what other moves Lin has left. On the other hand, Lin was very relaxed because this was not even a warm-up for him. He smiles and summons 2 more skeleton warriors. The whole audience was shocked to see that there are 2 more skeletons. They all were curious if Lin can keep on summoning skeletons or if this is his limit. Those ignorant fools don't know what Lin can do. Seeing 2 strong silver-grade skeleton warriors beside Lin, Tang Jianfei gets nervous. He told Lin not to think that 2 more skeletons are enough to defeat him. He said that he still has many skills he has not used yet. But Tang Jianfei gets silent before he could complete his words because he saw 4 more skeleton warriors behind Lin. Those 6 skeleton warriors stand in front of Tang Jianfei. He got very scared, asking how many skeleton warriors can this guy summon. Fighting 6 skeleton warriors was too much for him. There was silence in the crowd. No one was saying anything and was just watching. In the arena, Tang Jianfei turned around and started going back. Lin asked him if he was not going to fight. While going, Tang Jianfei waved his hand, saying he would torture Lin after his second job evolution. As he left, it was announced that Lin Moyu's team wins. The whole crowd started cheering for Lin. They really didn't expect that he could summon so many skeletons. They started calling him the invincible Necromancer. Everyone was only looking at Lin at the moment. Yi Yi, who was very happy, told Lin that with such a stellar performance, more and more people are starting to pay attention to him. But Lin only nodded his head and didn't say anything. Seeing it, Yi Yi asked him, "What's wrong? Is he not happy?" Lin smiled and told her that it's nothing. Yi Yi told Lin to be careful because tomorrow is the final few matches and those teams are all very powerful. Lin told her not to worry. He will be careful. Lin was a little worried because before he set off, his master Bai Shen allowed him to perform as outstandingly as possible, so he was hoping that this would catch certain people's attention. The geniuses that have emerged from their Shengxia Academy these past few years have all been assassinated during training, so Lin hoped that they would act this time. Otherwise, he would have failed as bait. Suddenly, a guy saw something and asked everyone to look that way. In the direction he was pointing, there were the rewards items for this competition placed. Rewards were placed in a protective barrier. An NPC guy explained what the rewards are. The first one is the starter magic potion that can be consumed below level 40. With this, all attributes will be permanently increased by 200. The second reward is the flash starter scroll, which can guarantee a new skill. If those things were in an auction, they would be worth at least 100 million gold. Lin smiled when he found out that those would be the champion rewards for this competition. But he left the place with Yi, thinking he would look at these items more closely once he becomes the champion.